He also had to be treated for food poisoning after being fed stale rice porridge by another detainee.
தூக்கிட்டு போனோடனே அங்கே வாலில் நிப்பாடிட்டாங்க பிள்ளைய. கெட்டு போன கஞ்சி, எனக்கு காய்ச்சல் வந்துச்சு கொஞ்ச நேரத்தில் கஞ்சி சாப்பிட்டோன்னே. ஒரு வாரம் வாட்டில் வச்சுருந்து சளி எடுத்தாங்க, டீப் வச்சு வாட்டில் ஒரு வாரம் பார்த்துக்கிட்டேன். டீப் வச்சு சளி எடுத்தாங்க, ஊசி போட்டாங்க. எங்கே இங்கிலீஷ் மாதமாக போயிட்டு வர இருக்கும்போது அப்போ எங்கேங்கிட்ட ஒரு தமிழ் டாக்டர் இருந்தார். அவர் கேட்டார், நீ மாதமானதுலேருந்து நான் இங்கே இருக்கா அப்படின்னு. ஆமாம் சொன்னேன். இது எப்படி முடியும்? கோசமாக செக் பண்ண இன்னும் பிறந்த சொல்ல பையனுக்கு எடுக்கலையா? எந்த இதில் பதிவு பண்ணிட்டீங்க அவனை செக் பண்ணுறதுலாம்? பிள்ளை என்ன வயசு, நான் அவனுக்கு ஐசி எடுக்கிற வயசு வந்துருச்சா? அப்போ தான் பிறந்தா பிள்ளைய வந்து கோசமாக செக் பண்ணுறியா? திடீர்னு பிள்ளைக்கு ஏதாச்சும் ஒன்று ஆச்சுன்னா அவங்க உனக்கு தங்கவும் பண்ணுவாங்களா என்ன ஏசிக்கிட்டு இருந்தார். ஏசினார் டாக்டர். சொன்னேன், நான் சவுச்சரி எடுக்க சொல்லி அவங்க இத்தனை மாதம் 11 மாதம் இங்கே உள்ளுக்கு வச்சுருக்காங்க. என்னை சவுச்சாரி காசு வரைக்கும் எடுக்கல. லோக்காப்லேயும் சரி, ஜெயிலையும் சரி, இப்போ காஜாங்கலையும் சரி, என்னை கடைசி வரைக்கும் எங்கேயும் என்னை கூட்டு போகல, எடுக்கவும் இல்லைன்னு.
Rajeshwari and a child's rescue from their living hell came when the doctor who was treating the sick baby discovered about her illegal detention and informed the Malaysian Indian Youth Council. Council Vice President Andrew Raju took up Rajeshwari's plight and finally managed to get her release on September 5, 2008, after she had spent almost a year in wrongful detention. She was set free after Raju got her birth certificate details from her primary school in Kampar and matched it with the National Registration Department's records, proving once and for all that she was a Malaysian.
So when I went there one afternoon I went there, then they told, okay, you wait for a while, I will bring the person, Rajeshwari. So with Rajeshwari, when she came, okay, then I spoke to her and she revealed to me certain things. I asked her a basic question. And so I took that and I said, where you studied? So she said, I studied in Sekolah Rendah Jenis Kebangsaan Tamil Kampar, Padang Tembak. The same day, so all happened the same day. So I called the operator, get this school number, then they gave me the number, then I call, I speak to the Guru Besar, Komala Devi. So such person born in 86/06/16, so standard 1 to standard 6, she must born as 1993 to 98. Can you please trace your record? Is anyone by name of Rajeshwari Murugia? Within 2.5 hours time she called me. Mr. Andrew, there is a person, there's a record shows them Murugia, what do you call it, Rajeshwari, anak perempuan Murugia. I said, good. Definitely they have a register under birth certificate. Can you give me the birth certificate number, which she gave? So when she gave the number, it's good enough. That means the track is on. Okay. Can you please? I check with my JPN officer. I want to know this birth certificate contain or not Rajeshwari Murugia and the mother's name, Parameswari and all that. So the officer helped me to check it out. Yeah, Andrew, your particulars all in order. Then can you tell me what is the IC? Is it taken IC or not? Yes, it's taken IC. Can you give me the IC number? Chantik, 8606. Only thing is that 387072. So that was the right answer. So I thought, good. Now, I'm going to come bring this person. Can you please rectify? So went to the immigration, told them. Immigration itself took them to, and they put the thumbprint and rectify. Rajeshwari matches. And then, immediately one thing, immigration, one dia buat pengesahan already, cap jari, that means confirm she's a Malaysian, so there's no point of detaining in them. It is perfectly one day work, no choice. It's 1 day. By phone calls, no FBI intelligence, nothing, a simple call from my room.
The principle of law say that burden of proof, whether you are legal or illegal, whether you is on you. And we, as additional, kita additional membuat, this is not our main. Kita yang additional yang membuat pemeriksaan semakan. This is an open court. Rajeshwari can say anything. In fact, sebelum kalau you ada kesempatan di mahkamah parti, sebelum proceeding, hakim akan bertanya, do you understand Malay? Bolehkah anda berbahasa Melayu atau you nak seorang jurubahasa? You can demand. So the process is there.
I think authorities in this country, whether it's the police or the immigration, don't understand that when you keep a person behind bars, when you take away a person's freedom, that is a huge thing. You shouldn't be taken upon lightly. You shouldn't be seen as a light lightly, and that when you take away a person's freedom, you're doing it because you really believe that this person is somehow going to cause harm, or somehow this person has committed a crime, and it cannot be because I think he or she is going to commit a crime. I think that perhaps he or she is illegal. Okay, that's why, during my time at the Police Commission, the huge big message was, you do not arrest and then investigate. You investigate, and then only you arrest.
That these agencies like registration department, immigration, police must have more translators, interpreters, culturally sensitive people.
Saya tetap berpegang kepada bahawa penguat kuasa berpegang kepada peraturan. So, walaupun kita berusaha membuat verification, identification, tapi masa untuk kita suntuk. So, dia kena menjalankan peranan.
This is possibly just the tip of the iceberg. Because of this intervention through a clinic and an NGO, a problem that seemed impossible by 3 government agencies over 11 months could be solved in less than a week by an NGO. So I think this is where the government agencies would have to review each case.
So, my point, the information I get is from her own mouth, not from any officers. So, if they can take an initiative bit, as how I did, definitely they can release. But immigration office, I must tell you, they also told me she have given the wrong address and everything. So, if they have taken one more step higher, like for example the schools and everything, definitely Rajeshwari should out on that same day itself.
Today, Rajeshwari is back at the mother's house in Kampa Perak, the same house which police said did not exist. She seems happy taking care of a child as she attends to her various household duties. Looking at this woman go about her daily life calmly, one would not have the slightest inkling that a part of her life had been ripped from her mercilessly. Rajeshwari said that her lawyers are filing a 10 million ringgit suit against the government for wrongful detention. She says that as a result of the incident, she has lost all and any respect for the police and the system. What respect can I have for them anymore after what has happened to me, she asked.